Hello students, in this video we will find moment of inertia of a solid. So here we will find moment of inertia of upper hemisphere of sphere r is equal to a or r is less equal a. Okay, so here r is less equal a is a correct equation because we are considering a solid sphere, not a hollow sphere. So therefore r will vary from 0 to a. So this will represent a solid sphere. And we have to find this moment of inertia about z-axis. So here axis of rotation is z-axis. Okay. So this is our sphere, half sphere or upper hemisphere of the sphere. And we have to rotate it about z-axis. Okay. So this is our origin. This is z-axis. We have this formula for moment of inertia. Integration d square dm. And now because we have solid, so mass will be density into volume. Therefore, m is equal to rho into v and dm is equal to rho into dv. As nothing is mentioned about density, we will assume that it is constant and we'll take this rho as a constant. Don't take the value of density is 1. It is not 1, it is constant. So it is rho into dv. And therefore, I will be triple integral over v d square rho dv. So this is a formula for moment of inertia of solid. Okay. So let us take any point in this sphere p r theta phi. This point may lie anywhere in the sphere or it may be on the sphere also. Okay, so this p r theta phi is anywhere in this solid. Now we have to find its distance from z-axis. So let us take its projection. Okay, we have to find this distance. So projection of this point p on z-axis, let us call that as r. So here we have to find this length PR. Okay, so here let's join O and P. Now the angle between z-axis and OP is theta. So this theta here, the second coordinate of P, is nothing but this angle. Angle between z-axis and this is called as a radius vector. So this is theta. Now we have this right angle triangle PRO. So we know that in right angle triangle, sine theta is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. So therefore opposite, that is PR, that is what we want to find. So PR is equal to r sine theta, where r is what? So r is the distance of the point from origin, that means this length. Okay, so therefore PR is equal to r sine theta, that is d is equal to r sine theta. So now we got d, and now we have to find limits of r theta and phi. So first, for limits of r, so limits of r will be from 0 to a. It is 0 when point lies here in the center. When our particle is at the center, so r will be 0, and at most it will be a when a particle lies on the surface of the sphere. At that time r will be a. So therefore r will vary from 0 to a. So these are the limits of r. Now limits of theta. So this upper hemisphere which lies in first 4 octants. Okay, so therefore theta varies from 0 to pi by 2. It is 0 when our particle lies on z-axis. In that case, the angle between radius vector for that particle and z-axis will be 0. And it is maximum, that is pi by 2, when our particle lies on xy plane. So therefore limits of theta are from 0 to pi by 2. And because we have this solid which lies in all first 4 octants, that is when z is positive. Okay, so for phi, when you take a projection of this sphere on xy plane, you will get a disk, circular disk, okay, which lies in all 4 quadrants of xy plane, and therefore limits of phi will be from 0 to 2 pi, the whole circle. So therefore moment of inertia I is equal to theta varies from 0 to pi by 2, phi varies from 0 to 2 pi, and r varies from 0 to a. D is, we have just solved that d is equal to r sine theta. So r sine theta square rho, and for a spherical polar coordinates, dv is equal to r square sine theta dr d theta d phi. So we get this triple integral rho r raised to 4 sine cube theta dr d rho d phi d theta. Now because all the limits are constants, we can separately solve all three integrals, or we can solve using any order. So order of integration will not matter here because all the limits are constants. So let us solve it. So we will separately solve every integral. So after solving this, we get this rho times, so this integration theta varies from 0 to pi by 2 sine cube theta d theta. So here we can apply reduction formula and we'll get 2 by 3. Now this is a simple limit integration of 1 d phi will be phi, and limits from 0 to 2 pi, so it will be 2 pi, and integration of r raised to 4 will be r raised to 5 upon 5, and limits of r from 0 to a, so it is a raised to 5 upon 5. So the answer is 4 pi a raised to 5 upon 15 times density. So this is what a moment of inertia. Now see, we got this moment of inertia in terms of density. Sometimes you may be asked to find moment of inertia in terms of mass of the solid also. So how to find moment of inertia in terms of mass? So let's calculate mass of this upper hemisphere. So we know that mass is equal to this density into volume. Okay, so mass is equal to triple integral over V rho times dV, and because this density is constant, it is this. Now here, to find the volume of the solid, we simply integrate 1. Triple integration of 1 dV will give us volume of the solid. We have same limits. Theta varies from 0 to pi by 2, phi varies from 0 to 2 pi, r varies from 0 to a. This rho is constant here. R square sine theta dr d theta d phi. This is what a dV is for spherical polar coordinates. So when we solve this, the whole integral, after integration, we get this mass as density times 2 pi a cube upon 3. You can see here this formula 2 pi a cube upon 3. This is what a volume of a half sphere. We know that volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the sphere. So therefore now here a is the radius of our sphere, and we want to find volume of half sphere. So it is exactly this 2 pi a cube upon 3, and therefore mass is density times volume, so it will be this. Now we got mass. Okay, so here moment of inertia I is this. I is equal to 4 pi a raised to 5 upon 15 rho, which is in terms of density. We know that mass is equal to density times 2 pi a cube upon 3. So therefore density will be 3m upon 2 pi a cube. Now we got density in terms of mass, and now we'll put this value of rho in this first equation, and we'll get moment of inertia I, which is equal to 2 by 5 ma square, which is in terms of mass. So here we got moment of inertia in terms of density as well as in terms of mass. So this is how we can solve examples of moment of inertia of a solid, and we can get answer in both in terms of density as well as in terms of mass. Thank you very much.